Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got another knife here for you guys. I know I've done a couple watches for a little bit here, but gonna get back to the knives. And this is one that really interests me for a while. It's more of the aesthetic look to it, just something kind of intrigued me about how this looked. I've always known about the Mora knives, and I've always really liked more of the smaller but chunkier knives. I think you've kind of seen that in some of my folding knife collection, where I like some of the smaller but beefier knives and things of that nature. I wanted to show you the packaging because I haven't seen a review yet that has shown what the packaging comes in. Now this is the Morakniv Eldris, and this is with the neck kit. So you can see there's actually two packages here, and it came to me sent with them attached with the stickers here and stickers here, but you can see that's two different pieces. So this is the knife I got in the green color. I think mostly my favorite color was the red, but it seemed everywhere the red was more expensive than all the other colors. And I got a pretty good deal on this green one, and green would be my second choice, so I went with that. But you can see here's the packaging, all the info on the side, which I'll run through. Packaging for the neck knife kit. So the neck knife kit, I'll show you here. Normally you would just get the sheath and the blade, or the knife. And with the kit, you get this additional leather protector piece, to make sure it holds in, which I don't think you really need. The security here is pretty strong. You also get a lot of paracord, which I've tied up here, and then you get the ferro rod for fire starting. And I got this for a specific reason, to go in my car as kind of an emergency kit to have. So I will move the packaging out of the way, and just so you know that you open up this part, the knife's in there. You open up the bottom part, and the neck knife kit is in there. So let me untie this. I just did a little loop thing just so it would hold. And just so you can see how long the cord is here. So you get a decent amount of paracord, which I appreciate because I just got another knife recently that, or actually a tool, that I believe the paracord was not as long, or they give you two different pieces, which why not just give you a long piece and let you work with it from there. So that's the piece there. You can see it goes through. And I learned from Jeff Cutlery Lover's video that the best way to string this through is to put it through all the way, let it come out, and then push it back through this side, and that actually worked perfectly. This piece, I don't know if I can slide this off or not at this point because it fits on pretty nicely. Yep, there you go. So you can see that's how that goes on. Knife just like that. If it was a neck knife hanging off your neck, that's how it would be. And then you can see that almost snaps right in, as you can hear it. Like that. So I will get the knife out, as we are 3 minutes into the review and I haven't even shown the knife yet. Oh my gosh, I'm falling apart here. I think it's more of a thing, maybe it's not so much a love or hate, but a really like or a really just not my thing. This is definitely a really my thing. I love the chunkiness of this, how it fills up your hand. Everyone says the same thing. I like the Scandi grind on the knife. I like the finish on it. The two different types of polymer materials with the grippier rubber on the outside, and then the harder middle section here. And there's been a ton of reviews, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to show you that I picked it up on the back spine here. You can see how it is not rounded at all. It has a nice little edge to the side, so you can easily strike that ferro rod piece and get the sparks that you need to start a fire. And as I mentioned, I got this mainly to keep in my vehicle. I have a couple, different tools and things in the car. I have a first aid kit. I have a traffic safety kit. I usually have one of my folding knives in there, and obviously I usually have some type of tool or knife on me at any time. But I wanted to have something pretty solid in there, but also is pretty compact, either keeping the glove box or keeping the center console or something that, beyond being the knife, also had the fire starter kit on it. And I usually have a lighter. I have some of the plasmatic electric lighters that can charge from the USB, or some other type of just regular Bic lighter or something. But let's say the charge was totally out on the plasmatic, and let's say all the fuel was gone on the Bic lighter, or some crazy emergency happened and, you know, I used those up, at least I have this with a decent fixed blade knife, being still small, but that can do a lot. So that was kind of my thinking there. It's compact, it's small, it's going to fit, not take up a lot of space. It could be carried if I need to go out and leave the vehicle. Obviously I can put it around my neck. It's secure and just pretty cool. I just like the look of it, and obviously it's pretty inexpensive, at least from you know, my take on it. So I haven't really used it for anything yet. I just got it in. I'm going to figure out how I want to keep this, if I'm just going to keep it with the string and everything together and just put it in the car, or if there's any other kind of way I want to utilize this, but that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Specs on it, I showed you on the box. The weight is 2.8 ounces of just the knife, I believe, not the knife and the sheath. The blade length is 2.2 inches. The overall length is 5.6 inches. And the steel on here is 12C27. And as I mentioned, it's the Scandi grind. Let me just show you some of, well, I'll pull this thing in and out just so you can see how it goes in the sheath and everything. Hear that pop? And then you can also put it the opposite way too, depending on how you're going to carry this. Pull it in, pull out. And it's very secure in there. You definitely have to give it a good pull to pull out. The one thing I am going to try and add to this is going to be a lanyard of some kind, because as many of you guys have seen, a few other reviewers have noted, there's not a lot to grab onto, like unless you're really, you know, perfectly holding like this. But if you wanted to grab it somehow, you know, show you the reverse side like this, it's pretty tough. So if there is a little bit more length with a thick piece of paracord lanyard or some kind of bead at the end, I think that's going to make it a lot easier. And I'll show you just cutting some paper here. You've seen this paper, I've done some drawings on it before, obviously some other videos. Do some stab stuff. Very nice. So definitely very sharp out of the box. And let me get some of this paper out of the way. Just to show it next to another knife that I have, which I've had for years. My dad gave it to me a long time ago. I think it was more of a fishing knife of his. Get some of that off of there. This, and I don't think the sheath actually came with it, sports and wear. This is a frost cutlery knife, and you can see it's just that plastic handle, but it's a Scandi grind knife, and that's why I kind of brought it out for you guys to take a look at. See if we can get that on camera here. I might have shown this before on another video. Wow, it does not want to focus. Well, it says Frost Cutlery, made in Sweden. Oh, there we go. So, just like this, a Swedish knife. You can see, you know, Scandi grind on it. But just to compare it to another one, wow, not a good background choice to have this as red and the background be red. I thought it would be good for this and wasn't even thinking about showing this one. But just to give you another look at a different Scandi grind, and I think the Scandi grind is definitely interesting. I know it's meant for certain purposes, but I think it's going to be a great utility knife to have in the vehicle in case of emergency, in case of a day or two out that you need to utilize it for. Definitely probably not going to carry this as a neck knife. I've heard some issues as far as how it spins around, and it is a little chunky to kind of have on you that way. But I think for a vehicle fixed blade, that's something not going to take up a lot of space, or even if you're going to carry this on in your pocket or something to that extent, in the sheath or some kind of way you can gear it or rig it around yourself, will work well. And besides that, that's about it. You know, nothing else really about this thing. I just think it looked really unique, great feel in the hand. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It'll hold up, and inexpensive pretty much. I got this actually for a pretty good deal. I think these, just the knife and sheath, are right around 25 bucks. And I got this one because of the color, which was my second pick on color wise, with the kit for 32. So just an additional $7 got you the long paracord, the additional leather holder sheath on it, and the ferrous rod to strike with, which I think is a good kit. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.